All right, we're going to stick with the bike riding theme here, but this one for a very, very noble cause. This one is to help honor our first responders from 9/11, the bike ride to remember. And here now the organizer of this event, Michele Walsh Myers. Thanks for being here, and what a great event. What a great thing to do for these people. Can you just kind of explain to us how exactly you're going about it?
Sure. I'm going to start in Buffalo at the Iraq-Afghanistan War Memorial, which is for the Western New Yorkers who have passed away in the war in Afghanistan. There are 72 names on that memorial, and I'm going to ride, my first leg is going to be 72 miles for those men and women in the military who have passed.
How did you come up with this idea in the first place? I know that there's a personal connection for you, right?
Yes, there is a definite personal connection. I'm from Long Island, and my hometown of Seaford, New York, we lost 5 from our high school. 5 that were lost in 9/11. There were 2 firefighters, 2 worked for Cantor Fitzgerald, and 1 police officer who was killed.
Now, a lot of people might remember your name. You've been on here before because we did a run a few years back, sort of mirroring the Tunnel to Towers, if you will. And now you've taken on this whole different journey. We've gone over the first leg, that first 72 miles. What happens after that?
Well, what happens after that is I'm going to stop. The first leg will be at the Brockport 9/11 Memorial, and then I'll rest up. The next day I'll get back on my bike, and I'll start again at the Brockport 9/11 Memorial, and then I will travel south through Penn Yan, and then end at the Freedom Tower. And those miles between that distance will be 343 miles for each firefighter that was killed. And that'll take 6 days. 6 days, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly. And then I'll have stops in between there. I've had a couple of people donate hotel rooms for me, and I have family and friends along the way that will let me stay at their homes. And then after I get to the Freedom Tower, I actually have somebody that has set up a tour for me to see the 9/11 museum, which is really wonderful. And then the last leg will be from the Freedom Tower on August 1st. And I'll go from the Freedom Tower to Massapequa, New York, which is just a little past Seaford. And I will stop at the 9/11, excuse me, it's called the Towers of Freedom 9/11 Military Monument, and that was for our military and 9/11 that have been killed. So I'll stop there, and then we're going to congregate. I'm going to have other cyclists to join me on Long Island. Some of the families of the people that have been killed will join me on their bikes. It's funny because I've been talking to some of them, and they haven't been on bikes in a long time. So it's really nice that they're getting on bikes, and they're going to join me for the last 4 miles to the high school.
That's amazing. And all of this because you had that personal connection, and you thought you wanted to do something a lot more personal than just remembering them. And that it's wonderful to remember them, but you wanted to do something a lot more active.
Yes, the spark was ignited when I did the Tunnel to Towers Rochester run in 2012, and I've wanted to do something since. And the wheels were turning, and I finally came up, wheels were turning.
Literally, in your case, right?
And I came up with this Ride to Remember. So I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to get started. I've been doing a lot of training, a lot of training rides, and I have a lot of people behind me supporting me. Family on Long Island and friends and family here as well.
Is Rochester your home now?
Yes, Rochester is my home now. I've been here since August of 2001. So I came here a month before the tragedy hit.
It had to be hard to be up here.
It was very
when everything
difficult.
was happening downstate.
It was very difficult, and I remember on September 11th, I was talking to my mom when I finally was able to connect with her, and we were on the phone when the towers fell, and you know, it just sits in my heart, and just you know, New York's never been the same. I mean, our nation's never been the same, and I just want to remember those victims and the families and just support as much as I can.
Well, it's clear you have such a big heart, and we wish you the very best of luck. We hope your legs carry you as fast as possible, and that you remember all those folks, and I'm sure all their families really appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you. And on the first leg, I'm going to stop at different fire departments. I've already have that set up, and I'm going to be handing out FDNY patches that I have been given to me, as well as NYPD patches, so at various places along the way.
Thought of it all. We'll
Thank you so much.
Safe ride.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for telling us about it.